good, my friends? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. I am Nadeska here with Wayno and Akademiks. So look, we were off all of last week leading into Thanksgiving. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a month. How was your holiday?
I'll start. Mine was very unorthodox. I showed up to Thanksgiving dinner and I was there alone. Apparently, like each one of my mom's children showed up and had their couple of hours with her. Extended family was nowhere to be found. Everybody was picking up their food, like you know what I mean. Black people had to cook out. Everybody had their thing to go. Nobody was hanging out. And Thanksgiving for me is always a 7 hour gossip session where we talk about other family members. It didn't happen. I'm serious. We were just there,
But how
and
come no one
like
sent you the memo, Akademiks? Basically, the family made a schedule and you were just the last one to find out.
yes, but still, I'm still thinking like I get this COVID stuff, but family's most important. COVID can't get in between family. Okay, listen, family. I love family. Anyway, that's what it was. But still, I got some time to spend with my mom. You know, I love my mom.
Yeah, mine was pretty cool. I didn't not have my family over. I had a few people over. It wasn't like too crazy. I don't ever have a big like Thanksgiving where my entire family's over, but my mom was over. You know, my niece came to see me. It was pretty dope. You know what I mean? Like it was cool to catch up with people that I hadn't seen in a while. As far as my niece.
Well, I think we're all glad that Akademiks did not host his super spreader event like he planned. I kept mine nice and small as well. It was a pretty relaxing holiday.
Wait, what you do?
Literally just saw two people. Kept it really, really small. I did cook. I didn't microwave
Really?
anything. Save all of your jokes. I was the one cooking for everyone. I even made dessert, Akademiks. One day. One day you'll find out.
Yeah.
But look, guys, we missed a lot of things.
Rum cake? I know.
I didn't make any rum cake.
What is anybody on a post Thanksgiving diet? Because I am.
Oh, all my stuff is done. But I did get a rum cake though. I went and got like an official tissue Jamaican rum cake from up in the Bronx.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh, you really? Yo, wait on these streets, man.
Come on, man. Yeah, I went. I had to go get one of those joints. But yeah, I mean, I haven't. By now, all your leftovers should be gone. Please do not tell me anybody's still eating leftovers by Monday. Like, no.
I finished it last night. Is that cool?
That's cool. That's cool.
Okay.
This week going on, please do not tell me on Thursday you eating shit that you made Wednesday last week. I do not want to hear that.
All right, so guys, we have a lot of news to catch up, including Gucci versus Jeezy. That already feels like it was a minute ago, but that actually happened the day we went on Thanksgiving break. But before we get into all of the music news, guys, we do have some news of our own. So Thursday, December 17th is going to be the final episode of Everyday Struggle. For those of you who've been rocking with us since April 2017, you know it's been a very, very eventful ride. We've had a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and I think this is really the end of an era. Wayno, I'm definitely going to miss you guys chatting with you every morning, but you know, things change, life moves on. How are you guys feeling?
I mean, for me, it's a little bit bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? In the end, I feel like Offset, y'all won. Like, you know what I mean? But nah, I'm playing. Nah, I mean, like, just for me being on the show, you know, this has been like a great experience. I look up and I'm like, damn, I've been doing this for 3 years almost. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's kind of ill. I love waking up and speaking about like topics with y'all too. So it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to, but you know, we go for it.
Yeah, nah, I'm telling you, everyday struggle has been a part of my life and has been a priority in my life since I started. I witnessed a lot of growth on the show. I think it's a lot more bitter for me, you know, just
Mm.
because like what this show means or meant for me in terms of just personal development, career development, also, you know, learning kind of, you know, how to move around because I was such a solo out the way type of person. I appreciate it, but also I appreciate the audience, man. Like, you know, like it's always a pleasure when the few times I go out and you see people who they are so engaged in the content that we make that they oftentimes trying to just bring it up rather than just, you know, enjoy that moment or take a picture. I appreciate it a lot. So it's I think this was necessary to give the fans a proper due. I think we all grow. I think we all are at the point where it's nothing where we're about to be like, okay, all right, these niggas are like just they're all gonna be washed up out of here. I think we all have other steps and other levels to get to. But being that this show has been so historic, and you know, I always look at everyday struggle in terms of us three here, like we carry the lion's share of everything. Um, I felt it was definitely necessary for the fans to have a proper send off. And I hate the sitcoms that be like, yo, next episode's the last episode. That would be whack. So,
Right.
we have like about like a couple weeks, and I think this is very much the time that we could, try to give the fans exactly what they want, and also recap the great time we spent together. Again, it's a lot bitter, more than sweet, but the sweet part does come with growth. Okay. And that's what I think about it. I have so many fond memories, so many interesting memories, and hopefully, I know my man Roger, he got to cook up a lot of stuff, but we gonna have to revisit a lot of stuff. Wayno has had some interesting moment. I'm so proud of the growth of Wayno. I'm so proud of
Thank you,
just like
Akademiks.
me and Nadeska. We've had an interesting relationship, but also, like, truth be told, a really solid relationship. As this ship has hit turbulent times, and of course, I can't even say that without saluting everybody on our crew. Like, amazing people. I remember my sound guy Dre, like he saw me when I was just like pretty much a baby to fucking just being on seriously. But we gotta visit all these
The moments.
amateur moments,
Yep.
Yeah.
all these like, and we're gonna have fun. But for people who do watch us, this is for you guys. We
Mhm.
want to give you guys the proper due, and again, definitely give us suggestions and things you would like to see as we kind of tail on out, and we all try to elevate and evolve to our next step. And thanks to Complex as a platform for allowing us to rock for the time that they did.
Right.
Thank you, Akademiks. Well said. I always have a hard time processing emotions in the moment, so it's probably not really gonna hit me, till January, and then we're not coming back and filming together. So I'm definitely gonna miss you guys. We've had some really crazy moments, and like Ak said, so for the next couple of weeks, we're gonna be here doing the show as normal. These guys are gonna be debating every morning, and then that very final week, we're gonna start with the highlight episodes. So the biggest beefs, we've of course had a lot of those. The best laughs we've had, the best interviews in general. And if you guys have any specific requests, if you have questions, comments, hit our customer service line on Twitter at Everyday Struggle with 2Gs. Now's the time to get in those last vein questions and all of your videos,
Right.
or just send us some messages. We haven't gotten to meet a lot of you in these past 3 years, but we appreciate so much how you've supported us. So let's just have fun these last couple weeks, and expect Act to be the last episode is gonna be great. Once he has one drink, oh my god, and Pastor Act starts getting emotional.
I got
excited.
a speech. I got a speech, man. Trust me. This was just like, this is the prequel to the speech. Let's go.
The prequel to the speech. All right, man. I'm really looking forward to it. But let's recap some of the things we missed while we were off. So let's start with Gucci versus Jeezy. That was the craziest versus of all time. Over 9 million people tuned in to watch, and Gucci didn't come to play. He kicked off with a diss track. I thought that was like pretty tense and uncomfortable for a couple hours, and then in the end they seemed to bury the hatchet. But let's hear your takes on this versus.
You want to go first? Wait, I'll go first.
Truth
be told, Atlanta won, man. Atlanta won. Just seeing how rappers who are having issues in modern day hip hop, they're solving their issues with a lot of violence. They're wishing death on each other, and things seem almost irreparable. It's crazy to see two artists who were really in some real street shit actually even stand across from each other. Not only just to be like, hey, and I think that took some people by surprise that at the end they would perform together. And while they might not be just fucking hugging it like, oh, we're BFFs, they could have that respect of knowing, hey, listen, I got it off my chest, but it's time to move on. And I thought that was dope. So I think Atlanta won. I think Atlanta showed us something that rap beef is just part of hip hop, but it showed us the other side of two grown ass men getting past or attempting to get past something that truthfully at this time in their lives, they're too rich, too successful, and it would be just too old and dumb to be killing over. So salute to both men. As far as the actual competition, it's interesting. Gucci's motives was super different from Jeezy's motives. Jeezy, if you look at his song list and his set list, basically, he waited till about the later 10, right? Because they did 20 songs. The later half of his set to play all the bangers that he knew was going to catch people. And I think for Gucci, he was there to just like, hey, listen, this was such a real moment. I'm not coming here with the fluff. And the reason why 1.8 million people on Instagram Live, and I believe the total from Apple Music was like 2 or 3 million, were tuned in live was not because they want to just hear Go Crazy or they just want to hear like Wasted by Gucci. They wanted authentic conversations, authentic moments, and the tenseness was what defined and brought people in. I know some people, and that's why I can't wait for Wayno to speak. I know some people are judging it straight on the music, but you got to judge also the energy. And this is why I can't say I'm gonna say Gucci won.
Okay, see that look.
I'm gonna say Gucci won because he accomplished his goal. And it was too personal to just be a hit for hit.
Wait,
battle.
hold on. You said he accomplished his goal, but isn't there one central goal of Verzuz? What's his goal versus the goal of Verzuz?
This is too personal.
Wait, listen. All right, let's put accents.
Get Bow Wow, get Bow Wow and somebody else if y'all just want all music.
Acting like he's on CNN. All right, he's talking like he's on CNN. And some shit. Akademiks, listen, man. I was waiting for you to say how on edge of your seat you were. Because this shit was like, you know how Power has like that. Power is so like, it gives me so much anxiety. That's why sometimes I don't watch it. Because it's like an intense moment, the whole show. That's how I felt watching this fucking Verzuz. It's an intense moment, the whole Verzuz. Now, Gucci never came there to win. He never had no intentions on winning.
He won!
From the Verzuz perspective, from the perspective of Verzuz, he never came there to win. This nigga didn't play none of his best. He didn't play no good. So he waited to the end later half. He played like he never played Freaky Girl. He never played Atlanta Zoo.
That was in the mood.
He never played Up in the Club. This is what I'm saying. He had no intentions on winning the Verzuz from a music perspective. Now, two things. Jeezy won. If we talking purely music, in the end, like you said, Akademiks, Atlanta did win, but Jeezy came there with a plan to win musically, right? Now, what I do respect about Gucci is he finally got to get it off his chest, because the whole fact of the matter is this. Everybody, talks about, how what happened with Gucci, what happened with Jeezy. I'm pretty sure, like, for what Gucci went through, that was very traumatic. Not just because he did something to somebody, but that's hard to deal with. Like, he was really a one-man army. He went up against everybody on Jeezy's side when that shit happened. Now, I'm happy that he did get off his chest because that was his therapy, but at the same time, I knew that the minute he did it, and we had Jeezy on the show, he's a different person. You know what I mean? He's definitely a different person. I felt like he had some sort of regret because that has shown so much growth. He regressed everything in that one moment when he said what he said about certain situations. I am also happy that he got it off. But as far as musically, Jeezy got him out of here. Musically.
Yeah, I just feel like
musically.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Let's just make sure that we emphasize
no.
the music.
Yo, all right, okay. But if we're gonna look at it primarily as music, let's go watch Jeezy and T.I. Let's go watch some other shit.
Come on, all right, just open up your third eye, brother.
No. I'm just saying. Let me ask you a question. Because since, which by the way, yo, listen, to the audience, I just found out before, Wayno was jacking Harlem, but he can't even do the Harlem Shake. We got to talk about that later.
Here we go with that.
But we could do it. Let's keep it New York.
I've seen you make curry goat. Does that disqualify you from being a Jamaican?
I can make it later.
You never smoke weed, Akademiks. Does that disqualify you as being a Jamaican? I can go on with these Jamaican.
We're just gonna get the stereotypes out.
No. That's like everybody's supposed. Anyway, listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, truth be told, if 50 Cent went up against Ja Rule and he played Candy Shop, he lost. I don't care what Ja Rule plays. It's not that type of battle, man.
He got to play back down. Only thing I wanted Jeezy to do Stay Strapped. Like, I wanted him to do Stay Strapped because I'm like, okay, once he took it, we all knew that when it was coming. He started off being disrespectful. You know what I mean? He started off being disrespectful. But, I mean, we're not purely looking at it as music, right? We're not purely looking at it as music. Like, and I get it. Like, yeah, he did his most disrespectful song. But in the end, right? We all.
And by the way, I think context also to add to it, like, because these tense moments that we were watching, I think we were like, yo, Jeezy might like backflip across the shit and just grab his dude by the throat. But in reality, it looked like, it was a little bit rehearsed. So Jeezy knew that truth was gonna come. No. I mean, in terms of the songs, he
Right.
wasn't blindsided. Like, what the fuck? I thought y'all was gonna like. Now, some of the commentary may have been, off the
So
cuff,
did you
but
guys
still.
like the banter when Gucci's talking about appraise my outfit and let's have a jewelry versus, and then Jeezy responds with a real estate versus? Some of it was just so tense the whole time.
I mean, the crazy thing about that is like, because I seen a lot of people saying, "Oh man, look at Jeezy, such a grown man." Him saying that he owns real estate. I'm pretty sure Gucci owned real estate too, but that was it. Like, this is it. Let's just keep it 100. It was some nigga shit, man. I'm talking about my jewelry. I'm talking about my clothes. You gotta come meet that same energy. I do like the fact that Jeezy has grown up a lot as well, because I was going back and looking at Jeezy on all the old Smack DVDs, her report, all of that shit, the come up DVDs. And I'm like, damn, both of them. Like, honestly, to see both of them at where they at in their lives was like very surreal. But overall, man, I mean, I was just happy nothing bad happened in that. Like, I was everything that could happen, everything bad that could happen did happen, and I'm happy that it only went to that extent and didn't go any further.
I think while, even me, I give the praises to Gucci as being grown for even being in that moment, because it's been a lot of animal. I see somebody say, yo, it's been 15 years. Why can't this nigga get over it? Man, come on, man. Like, do we need to talk about, like, this actual situation? Somebody try to do some stuff to you like that, you might not get over it for life. That's a really traumatic event. But we also do have to give credit to Jeezy. In spite of everything, I think he knew that Gucci needed to get shit off his chest, and his ego never kicked in to say, nah, you know what, man? Let me double down and possibly bring this else. Yo, Jeezy looked at it and took the high road, and I think that has to be appreciated. I'll give the music side. The music went to Jeezy. I'll give the energy to feel, because this is some street shit. I'm going to give that, keeping the same energy or whatever, or disrespect. You know what it is. You
So
give that to
what
Gucci.
Is it a draw? Like, is it a draw?
It's more of a draw. But
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. In moments, Jeezy has Gucci has some moments I think are going to live forever.
Yeah, I think it's just a moment, Akademiks, as the culture will put it. This Versus was a moment. Definitely the biggest one so far. I'm curious to see where they're going to go from here, but I don't think any of us predicted it would get to this point, which is really dope.
Just no more verses with people who had beef. Just no more verses with people who had beef. No more though.
We do want to see 50 though. That would be very entertaining. All right, did you
No, I don't think 50's letting that go cool.
Yeah, it's not.
Did you guys watch the big fight Saturday night? So Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr., obviously Nate Robinson getting knocked out, was the big story of the night. What are your thoughts, Ak? I know you didn't bet on this, although you usually do.
I wish I did, because everybody was telling me how much of a super athlete Nate Robinson was. And my whole thing is that all the super athlete shit, go do a triathlon or something like that. This is about the hands. I get it. It was stamina, descent third. But Nate Robinson, I heard he boxed, but he was an unproven boxer. This guy, albeit he's a YouTuber, he's been in the ring a few times. He's been consistently training, sparring almost every day or multiple times a week for the last 2.5 years. I don't know why people were shocked. It only takes one punch. And when I think about it, even, so that was that, Nate Robinson, you'll get over it. At least he got a check. I don't know if he did it for the check, but he definitely took a step back in how people look at him. In terms of Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr.,
nobody cared.
No. It was an interesting fight. Because, hold on, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Roy Jones Jr. came there for the check. He didn't come to box. Like, he was throwing side punches. He was running the whole time. Mike wanted to be entangled a little bit. Mike came to give the hands. My only thing, and obviously that was a draw. I was a little bit, like, taken aback by how spicy Roy Jones Jr. was talking after the fight. Nigga, you lost. They're being nice by calling it a draw because they're possibly going to set up. By the way, boxing is so rigged, right? They call it a draw that they could set up part 2. You get me? But nobody want to see this shit.
Well,
you get me? One's 54, one's 51. But Mike won. Roy Jones should at least accept the defeat.
Hey, man. All that's all well and all cool, but nobody at the end, man. All of the training that we seen Mike doing, of course, we know Mike Tyson is an animal when it comes to boxing. Nobody cared about that. That was not the most important thing that happened that night. It was Nate Robinson losing. Now, the thing about Nate Robinson losing that I didn't like is everybody tried to make it a social justice issue. You know what I mean? Like, people really was on some shit like, yo, it was a white ref with a white man against a black man. I nobody want to hear that shit.
I ain't gonna lie, they had a good point. That punch looked racist. That punch did look racist. That punch looked a little racist. Okay.
The fact of the matter is this, right? If he would have knocked Jake Paul out, or like everybody wanted him to, everybody would have been clowning Jake Paul. The fact that Nate got knocked out, it just made the event more funnier. We was here for the knockout. We was here for the jokes. That was it. It wasn't a black and white issue. I hate that people tried to make it into that. But overall, I was definitely entertained. We got like probably the best memes of the year on Saturday night because of this event. So, man, cool.
Hey, a couple great moments with that. Yo, Snoop Dogg's color commentary, fucking gold. A1, amazing. You got to salute the Snoop Dogg. They got to put him on more of those. Number 2, by the way, I love Yaya Mayweather, and by the way, I love Floyd Mayweather as well. But I saw them throwing a slight shade on the fact that this was an exhibition thing and it felt like more of a concert. You had Snoop perform. You had a bunch of people that perform. I actually like these. The sport of boxing has been so boring with actual, competitive fights that, truth be told, even if it's a couple of entertainers, well, at least other than the heavyweight category, other than and obviously,
Gervonta Davis.
I was gonna say, okay, I was gonna say,
cars was very entertaining too. None of them was heavyweights.
Okay, I was gonna say Gervonta Davis is doing his thing. I was gonna say. But it hasn't had the flair as it's had in the past. And I'm saying I'm not gonna knock an exhibition event, especially when we're having athletes and other people who are entertainers hop in the ring. I would like to see, 2 rappers hop in the ring next. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay?
Man, that's gonna be bad.
What?
It's gonna be bad.
It's not gonna end in the ring. Yeah, that's gonna be the problem.
Right.
Nah, it gotta end in the ring.
With somebody where it goes down in the fucking ring outside.
I see somebody say on Twitter, this is after like the second knockdown or whatever it was. They were like, "Yo, Nate got to just shoot this nigga." Okay, they got to shoot him right now. But no. But again, I'm glad. Yo, but it was a great night.
Person got to shoot somebody, like, you know what I mean?
Because he was getting the beats. No. But honestly, it was a great night. I did enjoy it.
Okay. Let's see how much you enjoy this, because in my opinion, this is the worst story of the year, every single year. But here we go, once again. So the 2021 Grammy nominations have been announced, and I'm just going to say up front, I think Drake made the best point out of everyone, because so many people were upset about who they thought was snubbed this year, including Lil Baby, Pop Smoke, and of course The Weeknd. So let's start with The Weeknd, since he, of course, doesn't speak very often, but he did this time. So Weeknd received 0 nominations for his album After Hours. He got on Twitter and says, "The Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, my fans, and the industry transparency." So now the president and the CEO of the Recording Academy responded and said that he was personally surprised that The Weeknd was not nominated. Apparently, since The Weeknd is performing at the Super Bowl, he couldn't perform at both shows at the same time. So there is speculation that that's one of the reasons he didn't get nominated, because he didn't sign on to perform. They're saying that is not the case. But what do you guys think about him not being nominated and his response? Even Sir Elton John came to his defense, saying, "In my humble opinion, Blinding Lights, Song of the Year, Record of the Year." Kid Cudi adding that Abel got robbed.
Ridiculous. Very ridiculous that Weeknd was not nominated. Makes no sense at all. I think that this year with the Grammys, also with a lot of the nominations, is that they did some pandering. I feel like they did do some pandering. Specifically when it comes to the rap album of the year. Now, for the rap album of the year, I love the fact that Freddie Gibbs is nominated, that Royce the 5'9" is nominated. I feel like that the pandering that they did do, while they do deserve those nominations for rap of the year, is like by not putting Lil Baby in that category, whether he wins or not, shows the disrespect or the lack of respect you have for him as a lyricist. Now, like I said, I feel like all of those brothers that did get nominated should be nominated, but I felt by them leaving Lil Baby out, it only furthers the conversation that what he's doing isn't considered hip hop or isn't considered real rap. And I felt like because of the nominations that they did make, they tried to gear it a certain way so that they could seem cool. I felt like they tried to get into the cool club with those nominations. Now, as far as like Pop Smoke and Weeknd specifically not being nominated, take a look outside. I don't know what the fuck they've been doing, but if you look on social media, man, Pop Smoke, his music, he got people in Australia doing the same dances he came up with. He got people in Africa doing these dances and listening to the music. So, and just the cultural influence and the cultural impact. So I think that what Drake said was very right. I think that our problem as a whole, and I talk about, when I say that, I mean the hip hop community, is we place too much weight in their nominations, in their platform. I said it before, I say it again. When it comes to the BET Awards, which is called, it's from Black Entertainment Television. We don't really take it as serious. We shun it, we laugh at it, we joke about it, we talk shit about it. But as soon as the Grammys shits on us, then it's like, now we need to start our own shit. No, I think we just need to put some more weight in the things that we have and we love.
Yeah, so I mean, from Quality Control, like P and Coach K both basically said it was infuriating that Baby didn't get nominated for Album of the Year, and also said that the Grammys just don't speak for us as a culture, which is something, again, it's just like, how many times do we have to realize this? So what Drake said was, I think we should stop allowing ourselves to be shocked every year by the disconnect between impactful music and these awards, and just accept that was what was once the highest form of recognition may no longer matter to the artist now, etc. He said basically it's like a relative. You keep expecting to fix it up, but they just can't change their ways. Now is a great
Can I
time for
add
someone to
one
build
last
something
thing?
new. Yeah, of course.
One last thing before I let my brother Akademiks go. Summer Walker not nominated for anything. Ridiculous. Another one. But go ahead.
Oh, meanwhile, Justin Bieber is upset that he got nominated in pop categories and not R&B. But there's so many great R&B projects in the last year. But anyway, take it away, Akademiks.
Um, it, it's I felt like there was a theme with this year's nomination list, and it was not awarding the things that were overly mainstream and pretty much like trying to, again, as Wayno said, trying to be cool. Like The Weeknd having one of the biggest songs in Billboard Hot 100 history, not just this year, history. That song not even getting a nomination is like, did you live on the planet this year? So they clearly omitted The Weeknd, but I can't even tell why. Like, this isn't like, we used to look at the rap category like, oh, they don't really know rap. This was the fucking biggest song in the fucking country, the world this year. No nominations. So clearly that was a snub. But when you look at the rap album category, I think obviously I'm looking at like it's a committee of people that vote on it, but I've never heard nobody raise their hand and said, oh yeah, I vote on the Grammy committee for nominations, right? So apparently they have criteria of people in the culture who have either been nominated before, radio programmers who have worked for a certain amount of time, writers who have written for a certain amount of time. They could all vote, but nobody ever said, hey, I was on that committee. No one ever says that. So I don't know really if niggas is really voting or not. And I say that to say, okay, I feel like they went all the way to the right this time. They're usually, a lot of times, our gripe about the Grammy, especially rap categories, is that they only nominate the fluff, the shit that boils to the top, that becomes mainstream, the hip-hop songs that become crossover pop. We've given them hell about that, especially with albums. Remember Iggy Azalea? Remember, like, other people being robbed. Remember Kendrick being robbed, Macklemore. And I think this year they made a concerted effort to go all the way on the other side of the spectrum to say, you guys will give us more respect, hopefully, if we nominate the ones that y'all say are true to the culture. But again, I think the real fix is you got to be a little bit in the middle. Shit, I'm not going to lie. I don't even care. Like, even Freddie Gibbs don't like me, but it's whatever. A lot of people like his album. And if he gets nominated, whether it was that a super pop mainstream album? No. If he gets nominated, that's not like, that should be there. But Lil Baby should be there too. You get me? And I felt like they only went for the super underground backpack, we got it, like real rap type of stuff. And I think that was very, it wasn't representative of what the culture is right now and just what the atmosphere is, because people could appreciate a Freddie Gibbs album and people also appreciate Lil Baby. And maybe we do have to look elsewhere, but here's the thing. We keep running to another award show, and somehow it's clear that we should probably acknowledge, even if we believe The Weeknd or not, when he says, hey, I had to choose between the Grammys and the Super Bowl, that there's politics that's playing here. So even if we go to some other award show, it's probably going to get tainted by the politics. And what do we do when that happens? When they're not just doing it off merit? I don't know.
Yeah, You're right. It's never going to be perfect. And sorry, we're not doing the struggle awards this year, guys. It just doesn't make sense. But we will recap at least and tell you who we would have, handed out some awards to. But it just would be cool if we could get to a place culturally where this doesn't get under everyone's skin every year. But I guess, when you put this much effort into the music, it's understandable.
Nadeska, don't let me find out that you're voting for the R&B categories because come on, man. Come on.
What?
What's going on?
Actually, didn't the Grammys elect a whole new committee? Maybe none of those people voted this year because a lot of people on my timeline I saw that I respect, like industry veterans, said that they were now going to have some input. So maybe we'll see those changes in 2022. I don't know, guys.
I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, man, I just be like, yo, I feel like the Grammys, everybody wants to win because they want to. It's like something to infiltrate. Like they say, yeah, I beat this system, or like I got into that. I just think that they missed the mark on so many rap albums, R&B artists. No Tiana Taylor, she put out a great album. No Ari Lennox. No like. Even I feel like even SZA with that hit different record, like like it's just it's such a wide array of shit that could have been not just considered but mentioned. It's just I don't know, makes no sense to me.
By the way, I also think it's sad that like say someone like Cardi B, she had to come out and say, "Yo, I didn't submit WAP." Like basically, hey, just because I feel like it was gonna be so contentious in whatever the nominees were, I didn't want people blaming me like I fucked it up. When truth be told, we're all artists. We're submitting our works, and it's up to the committee to determine and decide what's the best. But of course, she's looking at like if I get nominated, y'all gonna act like I just fucked the whole thing up when it's not me.
Hey, listen, man. I mean, at the AMAs, WAP won Record of the Year in only 3 months. I couldn't believe it. Like, sure won Record of the Year and only been out 3 months. I was like, okay, that makes sense, but whatever.
I also wonder how the artists who are nominated feel when the category is so controversial and everyone is pissed about the snubs. When you take home that award, do you still feel proud or do you feel like you can't even really brag about that accomplishment because people are so upset about something else, I feel like either way, it's just not an ideal situation. But let's stay tuned, guys, for 2022 Grammy Awards. I think that's all the time we have for today. So remember, just hit us up on Twitter at EverydayStrugg with 2 Gs. You only have like 3 weeks left with you guys. Let's really enjoy this one. Thank you guys for watching Everyday Struggle, and we'll see you here tomorrow on Complex.